Hi you guys, my name is Grushki and welcome to my beautiful channel. I am in a dorm style setting hotel right now in Maryland because I'm finishing up a training for a cruise line in Hawaii. Can't wait, it's been taking a long process. But I wanted to touch on a topic that is very dear to my heart today, and it is a topic of discussion about self-love. And trust me, this is not something I just do for my own health, but it's truly something that I feel I want to share with others. I want to help you guys grow. I want to help you guys understand to heal and love yourself, and to ultimately come to love who you are and love your life and understand your worth and so forth. A lot of times I make these videos just as a disclaimer because I felt like I've been to the lowest of the low, and I know how it feels to feel, you know, beaten or abused, unworthy, worthless, and so forth. So I make these videos not only for myself, but as insight, but to heal you guys. And I really do care about you guys and the fact that you stay around. So I appreciate all of that. But today I'm touching on self-love versus normality and social norms, because as some of you guys already know, I usually make videos about topics that I'm suffering from right now in my journey, meaning about things that I usually have a hard time with, that I'm actually practicing self-love. And self-love is not an easy thing to do. It's something that you have to learn to practice, and then learn all the toxic things that you grew up being conditioned to learn. Unless you were fortunate enough to have parents or people around you who taught you this at a very young age and kind of ingrained it in you. But for those of you who aren't that lucky, it is a everyday struggle to love yourself if you are on a journey of self-love. And if you're not, hopefully this video will be insightful enough to help you on that journey a little more. I'm basically just gonna free talk here about why I feel self-love is the utmost important in our world, in our society today, and how we can do more of it. And kind of like, this is a video for those of you who feel like they don't fit in quite anywhere with anyone. Maybe you've always felt like, you just struggle to fit in. You don't feel like people really care and so forth. We're going to talk about all these types of issues in this video. Hopefully it's not going to be that long. But this video was kind of sparked with me feeling as if like all these things that I'm speaking upon in my videos are very easy to practice when you're alone, or when you're antisocial or introvert, etc., or you're a bookworm. But once you go out to the world, it's a whole different, another dragon, because you have to start putting these tools to use that you read about or researched and so forth. But I'm going to talk about that. Like recently I've been feeling very, very much so like an outcast, basically, because especially some of us can experience this in workplaces, in new situations that we never been, new places, large groups of people that we've never met, people in general. We can feel like we don't belong or we don't fit in. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing. I feel like as if I'm one of those people who are just born to stand out. Whether I like it or not, I just stand out. And it can be many reasons. It could be how I choose to express myself physically. But I just feel like I'm one of those people who just stand out like a light. And no matter what I do, I can't dim that light. But this can cause conflict, not only within oneself, but people around you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because people tend to who know they stand out, they are not like other people. Hence, when I mean normality, normal people seem to have issues. Like I spoke on another topic of people who shine brightly, empaths, light workers, just people who are different in general, who choose to think freely or to have open minds, or whoever you are. they tend to not always get the get the best end of the stick because you obviously stand out, and that's not always a bad thing, but it can seem like a bad thing because if the majority um, of people are trying to fit in and they happen to succeed to fit in, and you're just the one just over there just like, okay, what do I do now? um, but yeah, so basically I just wanted to, I hope I'm not running into circles, but basically just wanted to make this video to say that it's not a problem. This is kind of like a reminder for myself as well. It's not necessarily a problem that you stand out because we need people like you. We need free thinkers. We need people who are different because that is what makes life great. um, because if if everyone was the same, it would be boring. And it is very much, I can't stress enough the saying, those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind, because we don't really want people around us who don't care, who talk shit about us, who belittle us, hurt us for any reason, who are plain jealous or any of those things. And it's kind of like Infinite Waters, if you guys know about him. He's another YouTuber. He always says your vibe attracts your tribe. Now, a lot of times we grow up and we think that where we are, we're just going to be gifted people who understand us. That's not always the case. Sometimes in our self-love journey, as we're finding ourselves and we're growing and we're raising our vibrations, sometimes we have to move and go where those people are, meaning wherever we feel called to go. Chances are we may meet those people along our journey and so forth. So just because we're around people who may not understand us right now, even, does not mean you won't ever meet people who understand you, or people who are in your same vibration or thinking patterns, or other free thinkers and so forth. A thing that I do with now lately is I notice that I'm learning that people don't think the same way as I do. So whereas I feel like it's very important to be open and honest and to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, I try not to gossip, but I am human as well. But I'm figuring out slowly but surely not everyone wants to live that way. So this is where, like, personalities clash and things of that nature. But gosh, I hope I'm like trying to get to make points here. I hope you guys are understanding. But basically, like, you in your self-love journey, as you grow, you'll it's hard to keep self-love because there's going to be outside sources that always tug at you to second guess yourself. And a lot of times that can be other people, or social norms, normality, or things that kind of just make you feel like, people who make you feel like, you're supposed to be this way. And not to mention, like I always say, social media and all these things telling you what you're supposed to be as far as beauty, the sexist stereotypes, your age, all of these things. So in our everyday struggle to love ourselves, we are being bombarded with these things. And not to mention people who may not like the fact that we're different. That can add on to that that baggage as well. So it can be very overwhelming. You can start to second guess yourself and so forth. But in those times, you have to remember more than ever that it is very important to love yourself, because we have to get into a practice where we eventually let those people's comments or opinions or side eyes, or the fact that they don't want to hang out with us, roll off your shoulder. Because it's kind of like you never want to. Part of self-love is also having people around who are good for you, who care about you, who want to be around you. A lot of times we tend to chase people who don't even have our best interest in mind, whether it's relationships, friends, acquaintances, and so forth. But we have to learn how to let people go if they show interest that they don't want us anymore, or they don't really like to be around us and so forth. And we have to trust that the universe will send us people who do want to be around us, who will love us unconditionally and so forth. But in those trying times, we have to love ourselves more than ever and keep our vibrations high. And sooner than you know it, sooner than you think, you will meet those people. But you got to stay up. you know, and realize that being different isn't a bad thing. Being unique isn't a bad thing. Because like I always say, be dope, be you unapologetically, and God didn't make you to be like everyone else. In a way, you are a gift to this world, and you came in a package that was completely unique. And to deny your own gift that you were given here to share with others, which is being uniquely you, would be depriving others and you of a true, authentic experience, which we're all here to express ourselves openly and freely. It is our birthright, as Infinite Water says. And we have to really come to accept ourselves, because that is the only way we will live a happy, fulfilling life. Once we stop caring what other people think, then we can start living our truth and getting more out of life. Basically, that's what I've been trying to say the whole video, but it took me a long time to get to that point. But we just have to realize that the more we value our own opinions, our own thoughts, our own feelings, the less noise can fall away. The more we can focus on what's important to us and manifesting what we want into the reality. Whether it's romance, whether it's the type of lifestyle we want. And there are people put around you that are there to trigger you, or the standards, the society norms and stuff like that, who are there to trigger you or make you fall off your visual path. But as long as you stay true to yourself, put yourself first, ask, what do I need? What would make me happy in this moment? Why am I upset? How can I fix this? Is there someone I can call on that does care at this time, who can cheer me up? We have to start really caring for ourselves, especially when people show us that, or try to show us that we are not worthy. And whichever way that is, we have to go back to the drawing board and say, wait, there's people who care about me. Think about those people. Call them. I care about me. I'm going to draw me a bath. I care about me. I'm going to do this special thing that I like to do. I'm going to go dance. I'm going to go take my mind off things. I'm going to journal. I'm going to do this favorite hobby or sport that I like. So we really got to start getting into a practice of things and keeping our vibration high. I'm really trying to work on getting to a point where nothing can faze me. I guess it's like Buddha status or some shit, but one day. But I feel like we really can't go wrong, especially in this day and time where everyone's so stressed. Their stress is very high. We really can't go wrong as long as we're following our hearts, our dreams, putting ourselves first. As wrong as that may sound, in the past, people have made it this big thing, like you're not supposed to put yourself first. But that's bullshit. And no matter how anyone feels about it, you come first. And I really feel in my beliefs that since we are all an extension of God, how you treat you is how you treat God. So if God was in physical form, which you are, okay, how would you treat God? Would you welcome God every day with a massage when God got home? Would you gift God flowers? Have God stay in the best, lifestyle? Would you work hard so that God can come home to a beautiful scenery every day? Would you make it a point to treat God to chocolate, whatever you think? But even if you think of it in that way, like we really have to teach ourselves, even if you can think of it like that. But it's really important to love ourselves. But I hope this video made sense. I'll probably put it up later. I was gonna go live with this video so you guys can add your comments, but maybe later I'll come on live and have you guys just free talk. But yeah, so be dope, be you unapologetically. If you feel like an outcast, so what? You will find your tribe. They're out there. The people who mind, fuck them. The people who don't mind, cherish them. Until then, cherish yourself, because only by doing so will you attract those people that you really want in your life. So yeah, peace.